What's up, everyone? How is everyone tonight? Packers going to the Super Bowl, baby. Packers definitely gonna win. I'm doing good. Hey, I turned on ads to see if I could make like a couple pennies here and there. If they're annoying, I'll turn them off. I didn't know if they're even showing up or not. I just figured, might as well make $1 if it's in if it doesn't even show up. But I said I don't need it. I just figured. I'm going to explain this chart in a second. I'm just waiting for people to come. Don't worry. I know this chart looks like fucking a rave, Just making myself a vodka energy drink. Actually, if you're an alpha, join me in the alpha room. I'll jump in there. You guys are already waiting for me. Hey, I turned on monetization. Does that affect anything? I'll turn it off if it's annoying. I've never done it before. So, let me pull up my Twitter and see how many. I told people I would do a giveaway based on everything, so I think I'm gonna do Stellar Lumens this week. We'll do 1 for every like and 2 for every retweet. So that means we're gonna give away 150, 364 lumens. And it's at what? What is it at right now? XLM USD. It's at 30. So is that like 120 bucks ish? .3 times 350, 375. Be like 115 bucks tonight. That's not bad. Not a bad night. I'll do it all to one person, I think. I don't love coming up with contests, if I'm being honest. I might just start doing raffles. I don't know. Raffles are fun too. But we'll do some sort of contest tonight. Just waiting for some people to get on. I want to talk about some things people probably don't use very much, which is why I had that SPY chart pulled up there. Had a bunch of stuff laid over it that we probably don't know or ever seen, but we can remove everything. So a lot of times, I've been talking about hello, big girl. Talking about Elliott waves and things like that, and projecting levels and things like that, but being able to project when they happen is incredibly hard. That's why I tell people, don't pay attention to the time, pay attention to the price action. What you're really trying to do is predict price action. You don't care how fast it goes. If you give yourself enough time, you're always going to make money. So, for instance, this looks like a triple wave right there with a triple wave right here. But what you're really worried about is what happens after this. So if you think there's going to be a correction, you got a flat correction here into a impulse correction. It looks like we're starting. We'll see if that actually plays out. But the fib fan is something you can use to auto draw support and resistances before they happen. So you go, it's really simple actually. You just go from low to high of the most recent high to low. It's super easy. I have my fibs custom set, so I only use, if you come up with this in TradingView, it's going to have a lot more lines and their colors are going to be different. So for me, all I care about is the 382, the 5, and the 618. And the reason I care about the 5 is because if you have a major move and something goes below the 5, that means that you're going to get a sell-off. And that's why you have this giant red candle right here. As soon as it broke this 5 right here, it just sold off. And again, the next thing, and then you got this trend in here, and then as soon as it broke the 618, you could see that it just sold off. And that's why the fib fan can be super useful when used properly, is you can predict massive movements on breakouts of these channels. So either it's going to bounce off of a line and go up a nice, so that's what happened here and here, and these should be more like zones as they get closer, so that's the other thing to consider. There may have been maybe a 382 here that played some roles in here, but again, we just care about these. So ideally, if it's bouncing off the 382, it's bullish, and if it goes below these lines, that means it's bearish. And if it's above, obviously it's keeping above this line, the 1 here, these could be your extended impulse targets. So yeah, so I use the fib speed resistance fan. The Gann fan is, I think, similar. The big difference is this one has fib levels built in, which I turned off, but because I don't really care about them, because I draw those otherwise differently. So if you're looking in the settings, that's not the right one. That would be settings here. So for me, I turned off this one and this one here, and I only use the 382, the 618, and the 5, and then the 0 and the 1, and that's for the time levels and for the price levels. And then I changed the colors of the 382 and the 618. I call that the golden zone. And then I changed the 5 to red, because I know when it crosses the 5, that usually means it turns bearish. So I think bank earnings were really good. The thing with bank earnings, though, is their banks had run really hard, really fast, so they needed to cool off a little. So they would have needed to absolutely murder earnings, which JPM did really good. I expect JPM to go to 150, 160. And I think Goldman Sachs should do fantastic on their earnings next week. I'm just wondering if they're actually gonna gain from it, though, because they're already at 300. So all right. UNH has earnings Wednesday, I think. Wednesday or Thursday. Have to look at my catalyst. Ooh, we just got a crypto alert. If you guys are in my server, you guys see that? Oh, support broken. That's no bueno. I have a lot of stellar. That's what I was going to give away tonight, too. So this is a custom alert I set up to alert myself, and it looks like we got a breakout of this diamond pattern, which diamond patterns are generally bearish, so that's why, they're kind of like a diamond. You could kind of think of like as a head and shoulders almost, except the neckline is like a V-neck. It's like a V-neck head and shoulders. Is this all of Bitcoin? Is all of this selling off? Or is it just, yeah, we got some red candles on all of these. That's alright. Well, maybe I got into crypto slightly early today. I think it'll come back though. Something's gonna happen here. Something's gonna happen. Alright, well, let's go back to SPY. I want to talk about the fan a little bit more, and I want to talk about the spirals. So you can combine the two of these and create very powerful time-based predictions. And I only use these if when I've done these on a couple of tickers now, and the only thing you want to use them is if they actually play out. So this one I found when I was doing it, what was it? So ideally so you can see this kind of followed down here, but you have your golden zones, the 618s and the 382s. And so you're looking at the, with these fans, you got the ones, or the spiral, 168, 268, 368, 4236, and the 46. And I think this one doesn't matter as much, but it's the 468, 368, blah, 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 blah. So for me, what I'm looking at is possibility of this playing out down to here. And if that's the case, we could do a fib fan to try to see where those will intersect. So you'd want to go from the high to the low, and you probably want to see it bounce right here. So that's why I had an ABC correction, possible ABC correction here going up here, and it could hit right here, would be pretty much considered almost a double bottom. And so what I would do is grab my little box rectangle, and you're looking over here, this is actually a demand zone anyways, so probably draw a box in there, and that's where we expect it to, it could go down right away and hit the 38 or the 382. So it's probably going to hit somewhere in here if we sell off. And if I haven't looked at futures yet since I got home, but I'm assuming they aren't doing amazing. Look real quick. And they are pretty red. Yep. We got a day and a half though. I'm not too worried. Futures can do anything. Let's actually take a look at futures. I got live futures data on here so we can see up to the second. Looks like futures have tapped. Ooh, that's a healthy bear flag right there if I've ever seen one. So while we're on live, we should actually see futures dump more if this bear flag pulls out. And then that would correspond with SPY. What was the SPY target? SPY target was 372. And that would put us down to right about the 2618 extension right here from the initial movement. But these are old fibs. So this fib I drew when it was right here, and you could see how it's been bouncing off these fib levels right here. So now we can draw another one now that we have a new bottom. So we're going to take our fib-based extension tool here, go high to low right here. We could do it there. So that's the first leg right there. And that would put us at a target of around 3 in this area right here. And if we did a full extension from the low point, that would put us around 371. And these actually overlap this area right here, so I would say probably our target for the next movement is in here. So you got double overlappage, you got a 382 from the low here, and a 236. Let's see if it follows my other rule. So there's a secondary rule that I go by a lot as well. And that's basically if you have a full retracement here, and it's trying to break out, and it can't break over the 236 here. And if it can't break over the 236 and it rejects one or two times and it goes below the full retracement here, it will 95% of the time go to a full 236 extension here. So that would put us, I think this is the 236 extension right here. So that would put us at least going down to 372.3, which would match up with my SPY chart with futures, which would be 372.3 would be at the bottom right here, almost identical. So it's looking more and more likely that that's going to happen. The only saving hope is you do have a Morningstar Doji possibility here. So what you'd be looking at is potentially a reversal green candle here. We'd probably need some sort of news on that. We'll see what happens though. You can see on this fib fan it actually gapped right over both, so gapped right down and then opened up at the below the 382 and went up, and then, or no, it opened up down here and then went up and then reversed. So people pinging me. Lagunitas is good. Alright. So I set most of the alerts for the week, so we can just do some fun charting here. Yeah, I got Netflix charted, so should be good to go here. Be curious because we did have that sell-off. There's a little, doesn't invalidate anything, it just means we have to adjust things a little. So I'm wondering if this time wave probably needs to be moved over. We can, let's do something here. Alright, so what's happening here is it's rejecting off the 5 extension here, so it hasn't reversed yet. So until you can use this on a downtrend too. So I showed you on an uptrend before. The idea is to use this on a downtrend either as well. So when you have a downtrend that can't get over the 50, it looks like it tried a couple times, but it didn't really. So once this gets over the 50 with a full candle, then you would feel good about going in here. But this thing could potentially retest 487. If it retests 487 and bounced above, say, 496, that would be my entry point on there. I do have an alert set here at 503. If it got over 503 on Tuesday, you could also go in. So, and then if it did get over 503, that means the chart would still be intact. And yeah, 502.75 is your entry. Price target 531. Be the first price target by February, and then it's off to the races after that. They do have earnings this week, so earnings could put them at 532, and potentially as high as 545. If they just smashed earnings, like earnings were crazy, maybe 575. So Tesla, I have the super cycle on my Twitter. It is 100% to date, so I'm not going to touch that. You can just go on the Twitter and see it. So one second. This is Netflix. Alright. Amazon I did. This is also on my Twitter. So what I'm looking for, I have the arrow here. I'm looking for a breakout of this downtrend here. And I want it to hold at least 30.80. It did just hit this fib spiral here. So this is our fib circle here. So it's going to make a move here sooner than later. So probably Tuesday, Wednesday, it'll make a big move one way or the other. Bitcoin's dumping right now. Oh, it is. So Bitcoin, you're probably looking at 34,400-ish. So you got a head and shoulders playing out right here. So you can see this is pretty bearish. So if we use traditional head and shoulder rules, yeah, it's going to probably bounce around 34,250 if I had to guess. So your support would be right here. So you're going to probably see another bounce here and retest here. So if I had to guess, you'd probably look at something like this. And then it'll probably go down one more, and then it'll try to make a new move. So we'll take a look at back at the end of live, and we'll see if I'm right, because that'll, I mean, that not gonna be on for forever, but that should play out over the next next hour or so if we're on for an hour or so. We should do some Pelotar. We should do some weed. So let's jump into there. Pelotar. So it did get rejected here, so not out of the woods yet on my prediction. Does have a bear flag. It's probably gonna fill the gap to here at least. So you got a gap fill to 25.30. So it'll probably open up around here, and then depending on where it goes from there, that'll determine if we go in or not. But that was a pretty hard rejection on the breakout there. It had the news, but it was kind of weak news. Just basically because Kathy bought some. But Kathy's good for a quick pump and dump usually, from what I've seen. Is a lot of these stocks like this that are overvalued that she's buying, and I don't quite understand it, but the fundamentals on Palantir or Palantir or however you say it are not good. In fact, they're straight garbage. They don't make money. They've never made money in the history of the company, and it's a 20-year-old company. So a 20-year-old company that's never been profitable, to me, is not a company that I would invest in. So it'll make a whole lot of sense. I mean, they got negative 53 million free cash flow. Their balance sheet is okay because they raise a lot of money, but their book value is, it's okay, I suppose. I mean, for me, until they could show they can make money, I just wouldn't put money into it. There's just better stuff out there. So I imagine this will correct and then still play out here. So it might reject here and then kind of ride down here and probably do that. I'm actually drinking a mixed berry energy drink and vodka right now, but I'm gonna switch probably to a proper 12 Irish whiskey next. Let's do some silver and let's do some pot. Let's do Tilray. Tilray's been, ooh, this will be a fun one. Okay, so let's do this. Okay. So your impulse wave starts right here. So you got a clean breakout right here. And so this is your impulse wave. So you got impulse, retrace, impulse, flat, impulse. And now we have a ABC correction. And this will probably end up being a 5-wave correction down to here. And then you might see a new impulse right here go something like this. Oh yeah, I guess. I think this is gonna make a cup. So it might not. Might actually be more like this. Probably be a smaller impulse. So this will kind of round. Been seeing this a lot lately. So you get these giant impulses, and that's the thing, is you get these giant impulses. And what this is going to do is it's going to fill this gap right here. Probably right here. So this will probably be right here. So I'll have one more leg down to fill this gap. It's kind of filled it right here, but it might fill it again. It's kind of a weak gap fill, but it doesn't have to. But as long as we don't break below 1875, then this thing's going back up. I just don't know. Like, I think it'll sell off, and then on his inauguration on the 20th, which is kind of matching up to my chart, which will be this right here. I think the day before will run. So it'll probably be a little shaky on the 19th, and then the 20th will be fine. I've been preaching FCX since it was $12. FCX is amazing. Bunch of people were buying into it at 15 bucks back in the day, and it's just been going literally bonkers. Like FCX and silver. If I had promoted copper instead of silver, I'd be looked at as a genius. And the only reason I didn't promote coppers to silver is there's really only, like, FCX is really the only copper company that's worth investing into. It's just I mean, there's your impulse, so now it's in a correction. It could be a flat correction. Assuming it'll probably do something like this. This would be kind of a diamond pattern, though, which I don't love. So we'll see what happens after here. But FCX is a good company. It's run really hard so far, so we'll see how it does. Let's see what else we got. This is Trading View. Why are you picking these penny tickers? There's a market cap at 200 million. Do you a favor. It's probably going to fill the gap to 6, maybe. Might go to 6. If it breaks 6.30, then it'll probably go to 7.72. I mean, it's filling the gap. Looks bullish. It could be making a rounded top, so just If it gets over 440, then it'll probably go to 6. There you go. Sundial had an offering. Sundial looks awful. Oh no. This looks bad. This thing sold off in the last hour a lot. And it's making another bear flag. Alright, well, that's fun. Let's do Intel. Intel's just like, hey, I'm just chilling, you know. Just chilling up on this island up here. Don't be surprised if Intel comes down to 53. Got this gap right here. And I mean, it just went right over this gap right here, so doesn't have to fill it, but it's definitely going to come down to 56.89 at least and retest it, it looks like. I mean, it's just weak. Got what? That would be my guess right there. I think silver is bullish. Yeah, so silver recovered pretty well and it's making a bull flag. So this is actually live right now. So this is something also live. So you can see this is changing and it's making a bull flag. So it's recovering really well. You had a tweezers reversal and then a bunch of nice green candles. It broke over and now it's about to make old resistance support. So it's very important that it holds this in this level. So as long as it stays above 2480, this should be very well. And this is kind of, it's an impromptu, it's kind of a false amigos, but you know, this big green candle and these selling candles aren't. Who is that? Oh, 1 second. But either way, so yeah, so as long as this doesn't, look at it, and this old resistance is now support. You had a double test of it. Now it's come back up, so I predict this will probably go back up and at least test in this zone right here. Thomas, can you mute your mic? So you're gonna have some sort of resistance zone in here. And we'll see if it can get through here, then it can really reverse. So this might be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and really a bullish thing. You know, what's funny is I saw this was, you know, on futures open, this thing tanked really hard and now it came back like a lightning storm. I'm assuming that's because China numbers probably came out around here, which tanked the US dollar. So if we were to look at Dixie, you know, it's interesting. The US dollar is up and silver is up at the same time. You don't normally see that. Usually the dollar is down, so they usually inverse each other. We can actually see that too if we compare. I see it too, and I don't know what that is. Hold on, let me. Hold on, let me see if it's my software or something going on. Is that like... I've never had that before. No, it's still blinking. Hold on, let me, I mean, I guess I could just do it without the full screen. It's not a big deal, huh? Is it just when I go full screen? Yeah, it's just when I go full screen. I don't know why it is. That's so weird. Alright, I don't know. I guess we'll leave it alone for now. Everyone can still see pretty well, I suppose, though, so that's the important part. Well, maybe not, I suppose. So, yeah, generally these two inverse each other, so. I will look into the TradingView desktop app. I'm not going to do it on live, obviously, but I've heard good things about it. So maybe I should do that, so. I've had people asking about AMC. AMC, I think people are thinking it's going to be the next next GameStop. So it rejected off the 5 here, so that's good. So as long as this holds right here, this red line, this could be a very good sign of the start of an impulse. AMC has just been murdered this year too. It did also hold old resistance, now support, so that's also good. Alright, now we can have a rave party. So it looks like it tried to break out really hard over the 382 down here, and it got rejected immediately on the next 15-minute candle. It's almost an entire tweezer candle. And now what we're worried about is this creating a head and shoulders. So you have the left shoulder and potentially a right shoulder here being rejected again. So you might see something like this. I don't know. If it doesn't, then it would be the start of an impulse, and then this would be the impulse basically. Gotta measure this though, because that's probably not 100% right. Yeah. So 618 would actually look more up here, and then maybe retest it here. And then it tries this again. I mean, a squeeze from 230. I mean, this thing could really, really run. I mean, you potentially, if this is a squeeze, get something much better, but this is just a 15 minutes, so this isn't going to show a ton, but that makes sense that it would retest the 382. So I would say $3, 310 would be very reasonable by the end of the week. If we're on Tuesday, if this is green and it can break above 240, then 310 should easily happen. I've liked gold for a while. Gold got a lot of bullish call flow on Friday. It's not been doing amazing recently, though. It's been retracing pretty hard. It has been holding the 382 though, so this is a very good sign. So if it can get out of the zone right here and above the 5 right here, then this would be an excellent entry. I don't think I would touch it until then, though, unfortunately. This is live too, so these are live prices. So for me, look for an entry around here. I imagine it'll probably bounce in here, and then it'll try to force this over here. This might be a week or two before we get bullish on gold again. What we really need is the stimulus plan to go through, and then that's when we'll get bullish again. And then we can start retesting 2300. I feel really good about cost. I like Costco a lot. I know Warless has been in it been talking about it for a while. You do have potentially a Head and Shoulders here, but it's probably more of a bull flag. So as long as this holds the 359 right here, then I would feel good about keeping this. It's been in this zone for a little while. So it might retest this on Tuesday if we do open red. If it gets under it with a full candle, I would not feel great. But as long as it holds the 359.50 area, this should retest 380. This is kind of what I've seen this formation a ton, and a lot of tickers that have run a lot. So I'm a little worried that this has almost a reverse Elliott wave, though, where it goes flat to steep. So that it's usually not a great sign. But let's see what the arcs say. Yeah, that makes sense. So what you're looking for is probably a bounce right here. That makes a lot of sense. So for me, you'd probably see a bounce immediately right here, and then a retest, and then something like that. The 380 would be my guess. This might go a little higher, but this is your kind of your zone where you got some resistances. But Just doing traditional Elliott wave, you'd probably go somewhere in here, and then a retest around the 5, and then you could do maybe a breakout above there. Let's see if this one holds up to spirals. You call them spirals, they're actually I mean, these look pretty good back here. That to me maybe means that it would do this. We'd have a slower. So with the spiral, usually you write them down on these extensions, so that would mean this would probably write it down either to here all the way. I mean, I doubt it would go all the way down to the 5, but if we are bearish on this, that would be the bearish count would go down here. Pot looks good. I don't know why you keep asking about it. I mean, you should go smoke some and relax. Amazon's on my Twitter. I've shown it a couple times now. Let's see here. And pot looks pretty good. So CGC I like a lot. Usually runs the most predictable of the pot stocks. It's got a if I had to guess, it's probably gonna do something like this. It's going to do a little flat correction, but it could absolutely just break out above as well. But this is what we call a breakaway gap right here, and I doubt this will ever get filled. So this is your breakaway gap, and these happen generally on the bottom of downtrends when we get bullish action. So this is definitely probably the start of an impulse move, and this could be the start of a parabolic move as well. I would definitely get some leaps on this. Now that might be a little. I like to go conservative, and if it outdoes my conservation, then yeehaw. There we go. So yeah, I expect this to retest. I mean, it's fairly obvious that this thing's going back to 53 at least, and this cup would be perfect. So it's probably going to make a triple combo Elliott wave on the way up. That would be my prediction. That's what I've seen a lot, are 9 wave combos basically. So you got a 1 2 3 1 1 2 3 1 1 2 3 1 on the way up here, and each one builds upon the last. So if you do a line across here, and then a line across here, and then you'll probably get an extension here as well. See what this extension on this one was. So this was a 382 extension. So this one might be a 5 or a 6 extension if we're making them bigger and bigger. So that means you might get something like this. That's not the right tool. Hold on. So that means this would be your next level right here. And then your next level right there. And your final level up there. So if that is the case, and we're building upon this and growing faster, so you got your, this would be like your 1, 2, 3, 4, and then maybe this, actually this retracement right here, this might be your really long one, and then you have your final push where it could double in your parabolic move. And so forget the exact parabolic move scale, but this would be your target by mid end of summer. So here's your target zone. I'll show you Amazon real quick, and then so I do have Amazon alerts already set for my custom alerts. So I do have this orange line alerted in my Discord. If you're not in my Discord, I highly recommend it. We have just all tons of things that'll make you money. So I am bullish on Amazon. I don't think Amazon is overvalued and they keep making money. So I think this is a very nice flat. I mean, this is basically what it did right here. So you'll see it's doing almost the exact same thing again. All we need to know is as long as this 618 holds, we'll be fine. So as long as 2980, 3000, about 3000 holds, we'll be good. Actually, let me pin the Discord. That's probably a better pin to have. Alright, let's CRM I have alerted, by the way. So I've been watching this for a while. So my entire watch list I went through and I set these custom alerts up. So when these downtrends break and everything, we're gonna get pinged in the Discord for these, and you'll see my charts when those go out. So you could see basically this is chart forming a giant wedge down, and it's filling this gap, and I think it's gonna hit 210, and at 210 you should be a buyer. I think 210 would be an excellent place to go long on Salesforce. Plug, heard bad. I think Plug kind of did its thing. Plug is starting to fill this gap, so Plug is definitely going to 54. Minimum 56. So it's got this gap right here, and it already started filling it, and it's got a 1-2, and it's got another bear flag. So it's doing a 5-wave correction right here. It's probably going to do that. And if that doesn't hold, then it's coming back down to 37. And so Yeah, if 55 doesn't hold, everyone's like, "Hey, Ahmad Al-Dajani is here." I cocked my head when I did that. I like Guild. I got Guild charted, so we're good to go there. I did all the corrections and everything on this. I have alerts set on it. We are good to go. If it breaks over 6360, then you should go in on this. This is Channel 9 News reporting with Ahmad Al-Dajani. Let's do J&J. I don't think I charted J&J. I do have an alert on it. I just didn't like fully chart it out. So, I do think it's starting a corrective wave, though. I'm a little worried about that. I'm a little worried that this was the wave right here, but I don't know. This kind of invalidated itself, so I don't think that's the actual wave. So for me, this could be the wave right here, because you have a 1, 2, 3 here. Yeah, that's probably the wave. I don't love ones that aren't super clean, and that's typically I like to play the ones that are super clean. So I put a price target around 169 to 171. I think J&J is gonna get. I mean, isn't it all-time highs? Yeah. So it's already usually on all-time highs. I mean, you got. Oh yeah, this thing looks fire as I've ever seen. Okay, so couple things going on here. You should definitely buy some J&J on open. Like literally just buy it on open. It might gap up. I want to go into the financials on this too. I get yelled at because I don't do that as often as I used to. But the problem is I did the financials on a lot of companies, so I don't need to do them again. So you got this wonderful cup action going on here. And not only did it break above the cup, it retested the neckline and exploded off the neckline. So for me, it may come fill this gap, but and it did start it, so maybe it comes back down one more time to start a wave 2. But if you get this J&J alert in the chat on Tuesday, you should 100% take this, because this is going to 170. Yeah, I want to do, I'm actually in Tattooed Chef. I got like hard pressured to buy this last week, and I mean it looks legit. If it breaks below 25, I might bail on it, but I mean you got a cup and a cup, and you don't get more legit than that. So you got one cup, and then this is your handle. So you got a full cup and handle. I've had many people that I trust tell me this thing's going to 46. So here's the other thing I was looking at. So fib retracement for me, 25. If it goes below 25, then I'm done. But it looks really, really good. I don't know what they do with the employees they have. So I think they have like 4 employees, and they're worth 650 million apparently. Like, my company's probably worth more than that apparently. But I think it'll bounce right around here. So you might have a little bit of flat, but it should bounce back up here, and then we're off to the races. And I think 35 to 40 is worth it. Yeah, let me look it up. I think they might have had 2 employees. That was one thing that I saw about Desktop Metals as well. DM is they had 2 employees, and I'm like, how can a company with 2 employees be worth $6 billion? Like, that don't make no sense. Oh, maybe. I mean, they have 2 employees. Tattooed Chef has 2 employees. So keep that in mind. I'm playing this garbage because other people are telling me to, and the chart looks amazing. I'm pretty sure this is straight like a pump and dump stock, but I might as well go along for the ride, I guess. We'll see. Suppose I'm not going to be in it till March, but I got February 19th calls. I got in the money I think a $25 Feb 19 calls for, I think they were like 300 each. Okay, thank you, Vivian. I really like OPKO, so I'm gonna look at that. I had 100 shares of this and been selling covered calls on it, and I actually sold my shares on this pop right here, but I would love to get back into this. I have no reserves for getting back in on this. I think this thing looks absolutely awesome, and their earnings keep going up, up, up. UNH earnings, you have to pay attention to this week. UNH earnings will be, oh, that's not great. Keeps getting rejected off the old 618. UNH earnings are going to set the tone though for healthcare this week. That's why biopharma and healthcare are going to be the top plays this week, and I'm almost totally confident in that. I love me some Oxycontin, so let's do some Oxy. This looks ready for... I mean, you can see the waves. They're fairly obvious right here. 1, 2, 3. Looks like you got a ABC correction right here. So now looks like we're on stage 4. So you got a 1, 2, and this should flatten out to here, and this might be a 1, 2. So that's the other thing to consider. We might be part of a bigger wave. We could probably fan this out and see. Yep, that looks plausible right there, with this going right there. We could do a fib level above here. These charts can get really crowded really fast, and then we basically put our target. It's okay to crowd your charts, but then delete them. Like, you don't have to leave that stuff up there. So I'll put it probably in like this zone, maybe. Probably makes more sense. So that would be my thing there. Let's see if this equals out. So we can check our fib extension off of this whole wave right here. And off of here, that would put us right around in here. I mean, I'd probably make that a little expanded, but don't love how this sold off a ton right here. Typically, I mean, this could do a combo wave. You'd want to see this green for sure on Tuesday. You know, you'd want to see this bull flag basically. So yeah, Cody, I I have Cody in my long term. Oh, oh. We can probably predict where this will bounce based on what we got this here. So yeah, I mean, Cody looks ready. I want to set an alert on this. This should be something we should alert ourselves on. If it breaks this orange line, I would go in on it. So let me just do something here. Do. There, that's done. We got 188 people here. I think we should do, let's give away some crypto. See, I haven't done Walmart. We'll do some Walmart here in a second. I like Walmart, so just want to see if I'm right here. Oh. Broke the trend line. Looks like it's bear flagging though, so let's see if we get a little bounce here first, because you'd think this would bounce up here. Let's see. How we doing on XLM? Am I getting crushed on that? Because that's what I own right now. I was going to give XLM away. One second, just checking my wallet here. Oh, man, all these cryptos are getting crushed. XLM's, it's not doing too bad. It's recovering. I mean, it's a pretty normal formation. I don't see an inverse head and shoulders unless, I mean, if it holds above here, yeah, I guess that could be an inverse head and shoulders, but I'm not going to call it that yet. I don't love that formation, if I'm being honest with you. Don't look good for deer right now. I mean, I rejected off 382 3 or 4 times, and it's probably going to test. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of bearish things, so. What should we do for the giveaway? Let's do, first person to name my favorite color. I'll give $100 of Stellar to. Raul wins. Congrats, Raul. You don't get more than one guess. You get one guess. But it was right the first time. Red is my favorite color. It's fairly obvious. Now, Raul, me and you will hook up after. I'll drop you $100. You knew what my favorite color was? Oh, that's true. Raul can't win because Raul's he could hear me before everyone, so we'll do something different. Raul, sorry. Revo, it's pinned to the comments. Yeah, we could play some League after, probably. Jan. Alright, we gotta do. I'm gonna type it on my screen so that way everyone sees at the same time the question. I think that'll be fair. And I'll just do all for one. We'll do $100 of Ripple. Well, hold on. Let me go see. So I was gonna do it based on the tweets and everything. So I had 76 retweets, 217. So if we did two ripples for every retweet, that's 76 times 2. That's 152 plus 217. So 369 ripples. Alright, so giveaway. We'll just round it to 370. So we'll do 360 or 370 Ripple coins based on the retweets and likes that I got on the Twitter post that I had. And for that, should we do something that we could do right now, or should we do a contest? Didn't ask you, Izzy. No, maybe it did. Should I ask who my favorite coder is? Trainer has the worst patience of everyone I've ever seen. All right. We'll be giving away 370 XLM coins, and the question is, just give me a second. I probably should have had this planned out, but I don't pick favorites. You're all my favorite children. All right. I once owned AMC stock. At what price will go within $1? At what price? You guys gotta wait on. Fuck. Probably won't get it anyways. At what price did I first buy AMC stock? Sudhir Kumar 1. I said within $1. I bought it at $14 originally. And he said 13. So Sudhir Kumar is the winner. Oh my god, these comments are going crazy. You don't get to guess more than once, Sudhir. Alright, I'm gonna turn my I'm gonna turn my DMs on in Discord. Can you DM me, Sudhir? Are you on Discord, please? Watch, I'm gonna get like 500 DMs now. Yeah, DM me. We'll hook you up. Raul, it's fine. Don't worry. Hey, I like doing Hey, I made a lot of money this week, and I have no problem giving it a lot of it back. So, yeah, DM me. If you got a wallet, DM me your wallet address, and I'll hook you up after the live. So, alright, I'll do a couple more tickers here. Been on for about hour 15. Probably do another 15 minutes or so. I am, however, gonna need to replenish my my charting fluid. Do we go with the proper 12? I don't have the right glass for it. See, I have a tall glass, and whiskey should be drank in a short glass. I don't like that it takes extra seconds in a tall glass for it to reach your lips. You know what? Let's just go with a hand grenade instead. Hand grenade sounds good. Alright, I'm gonna type this out. For an additional $20, we'll do a second $20 giveaway. I'm gonna ask a question. And I won't say it out loud this time. For $20, answer the question on the screen. Joseph wins. It's Mickey's. Joseph, you wanna? Are you on? If you're on Discord, can you DM me, and I'll hook you up with $20. I don't know what it is. Like, a lot of people hate Mickey's, but I think it's just that I don't know if the beer's any good. I love the bottle. I love that they have like a little word game underneath the cap. And I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. Maybe I have weird taste buds, but yeah, Joseph, send me a DM. Love to hook you up. I like how the viewers just dropped off like mad. Yeah, hit me a like before you end. I'd appreciate that. I don't really need anything else, but let's do a couple requests here to wrap her up. And Upwork, yeah, Walmart. Oh, I said I was gonna do Walmart. Let's do Walmart. Do Upwork. Oh man. Alright, so this could be reversing, but until it gets over the red line, probably... So you got your resistance zone in here, as I call it. And so if it can break through the 145 zone, between 145 and 145 and a quarter, I would feel... Oh, this is a 5 minute. What am I doing? I mean, I still concur with that. Alright. Second. Just responding to Joseph here real quick. Want to make sure that I hook the people up that I said I would, so I'm a man of my word. Alright, so we got a lot of requests here real quick. I'll try to get through these. Let me finish Walmart here. I'm going to delete that, but I mean, Walmart's got an ABC right here. What we really needed over 145.30. It's got a gap from 145.84 to 146. So this is bullish Tuesday and it goes up. If it ends the day at 145-ish in the mid 145s, it could gap up overnight and could be an excellent play. So 100% put this on your watch list. I'll probably have it on my watch list. I tweet out in the mornings. It's got support really where it is right now. So this would make sense for it to gap up back up to 146.60. I could 100% see that happening fairly easily. I did do Pelotar, Jimmy. Um, I'll look at it real quick. I should have it done. So this has been on my Twitter for a while. I said the key level is gonna be this 2530 right here. If this can't hold, it's gonna go down probably and retest 24. So you're really gonna want to see how it opens in the first hour on Tuesday, because it could be an 1-2 right here. If this is a 1-2, then expect this to try to retest 29 or 30. So you guys are like, oh man, this guy's, I don't know, like sometimes I just have these simple tastes. Mickey's is probably one of my guilty pleasures. So this stock looks absolutely horrendous, by the way. QS. Like, this looks literally like a pump and dump. It just doesn't look good at all. But why not? Let's do some fun with it. Well, until it breaks above this line right here, and you want to combine, whenever you're doing these fans, you want to combine them 100% with fib levels. So for me, I would not trade this. If it rejects off this line, it's probably going back down to like 29.30. This might pull a Nikola. I mean, if you're looking at this and you're looking at Nikola, I mean, right now you're like, if you were to take a screenshot of that and compare it with this, that's what it looks like to me. So you got QS and you got Nikola. Here, let's compare these screenshots. Let's see if I could do that. So if you were to do a replay, can I replay? Can I take a screenshot of that? Let me see if I could take a screenshot of this. I'm going to drop these in the charts from my Discord real quick. Let me see if we can replay these. Oh, cool. Okay. Now let's go to QS. Let's compare those side by side. And you tell me if those don't look fucking similar. So, yeah, this may go back up in the short term, but if their technology doesn't play out, and I'm hearing rumblings that it's not gonna, so what I'm guessing it may happen is you may get a gap fill. So we're probably like right here on QS. So you have this gap that needs to fill. What's up? Who's that? What's up, Dougie? You're like, I want QS. So my guess on QS, I'm gonna actually just do a. Where is it? Did the ads work? I didn't. I don't understand completely how those work, so I just tried it out this time. It didn't. You just gotta, when you join it, like, that's all you gotta do, right? Path, here we go. Okay. This is what I wanted. So you're probably gonna get something like this. if their technology doesn't play out, this thing's probably going back down to 24. So this is how pump and dumps work, or parabolic movements, or short squeezes, or whatever you call them. But it'll probably fill this gap and get rejected at 85, and that's, I mean, you could still play it to 85, 100%. Like, that's not a bad play. Like, in that almost doubles in price is going to be a good play. But I've seen this too many times for it to not play out. Here's another example. Now, this isn't quite the same thing, but this is another example. We have basically a parabolic movement, and then it just slowly fades over time. But now, Tilray is back to life, right? So we'll see if Tilray can get over 20 and hold it. This thing could run really well, but I mean, it's a $3 billion company that they did have a profit, or no, they didn't. They came close. So let me I'll pay Joseph out here, and then I'll do another ticker. I'll do it after the call. Dougie, you got anything you want charted? Oh, we're gonna do Upwork. FedEx. So this would be the next leg right here. So if this is wave, this could potentially be wave 1, wave 2. You definitely want 38.20 to hold, and if that doesn't hold, and this yellow line doesn't hold, then it's going back down probably to 33. But you get into higher highs, and slightly higher lows. Not crazy. This thing's pretty volatile. Oh, excuse me, but I think Upwork was definitely on my long-term list. So I'd like to think this is the start of an impulse. That's not even remotely true right there. I can't imagine it would go that long, but let's see. Yeah, I like that right there. I think I'd like that right there more. That'd be my Upwork right there. I would say price target maybe 61 on it by next earnings, maybe 60, 61 by earnings. So ooh, alright, Baba will be my last one. Losing watchers like mad, so it pretty much means we're at the ending here. So I actually have Baba set up for call. I own this is funny. So I actually own Baba puts, and that's because it rejected hard here, and it has a diamond pattern, and it also has a 5-wave bearish pattern. So I'm very bearish on Baba, but I also have alerts set up in case it goes bullish. But it is 100% forming perfect Elliott wave impulse move down. Let's do this the easy way. So if you were bullish on Baba, and you saw this this would look like one of the most bullish setups you've ever seen. Like, this is textbook Elliott wave. Yet this is bearish. So how are we gonna do this? Like, let me just show you how textbook this is. On the dot, 1618 extension. On the fucking dot. So if that's the case, that means our bearish price target could potentially be around 167. Now, it could go to 194. It could retest. See, with bearish, I mean, 210 would probably be reasonable. So this is going to have a big box because of the uncertainties, but I could definitely see BABA going in here. So the big key is it going to be to get it to break 237, and then that's going to be when the floodgates open. So 237 down to 227, and under 227 it's going to crash. It's going to at least go to 211. So you can see why I've been bearish on. I've literally been bearish on BABA since I think right here, 270. I mean, no one listens to me. I got clowned like probably 100 times trying to post my bearish BABA charts, and now it's playing out. And you can go through my Twitter, and I'm 100% verified that I've been bearish on BABA since November. I did OBA SV, I think, at the beginning of it. I said basically that it's a penny stock. I don't know anything about it. It sounds like there's something going on with it. I said if it got over 42.30, it's probably going to $6. It does have this giant gap right here. I recognize that. So basically, as soon as it enters this, it's probably going to fill it. But the idea is you're going to need at least a 1 hour full body candle in there. So let me look at BT. I charted BTC at the beginning of the call. Are we still following my path? Ooh, yeah, we are. I'm sorry, people. I mean, I don't love being right, but it looks like we're bear flagging and probably gonna retest here. I mean, by the time we wake up, though, Bitcoin will be back up, so don't worry. Don't sweat it. Jack Ma already showed up, so. Oh, that's, I have it labeled. You see that, right? Yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure we're on the same page. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. Ooh, you got an island reversal on EEM. That is 100% an island reversal, which is not good. So EEM is probably going down to 53. I would almost bet $100 on that EEM. So this is what's called the Exhaustion Gap. These two right here. So you have breakaway gaps, and then you have your normal gaps on the way up here, and then you have an island reversal gap. So that means this is the top, and this is a very bearish sign, like extremely bearish, probably one of the most bearish signs you could see. And so that means we're going to start filling some of these gaps on the way down. So that is probably not a good sign. I have heard now from multiple places that BABA might get nationalized, which would also make my puts skyrocket. If you believe BABA is going to get nationalized, then you 100% need to need to get some year-end puts. Get some put leaps. I don't usually recommend put leaps because stonks tend to go up, but they can be heavily, in the right scenarios, put leaps can be very, very profitable. So I think I'm gonna call it a night there, though. I need to get I need to get this crypto sent out, and I had a long weekend. Unfortunately, I usually do these for about 2 hours, but I'm really burned out, and I'm not as in it as I normally am. I apologize. So I thank you everyone for joining. I hope you have a good week. I did stay up probably 5 hours last night setting custom alerts. So this huge watch list that I have here of like 200 tickers, I went through and set custom alerts for everything. So like when you're looking at these charts and everything and you saw me have all these things on there, I definitely went through and set up a lot of custom alerts. So like things like this will get custom alerted with the pictures, and I did this on probably like 60 tickers last night. So this is an older chart, so I just wanted to show you kind of what one would look at. So just keep that in mind. So want to thank everyone. Might hang out in the Discord for a little bit. Might jump on League. I need to unwind a little bit and not think. I just need to have some peaceful time. I've been working way too much lately, but I look forward to making money with everyone this week. You know, it's one of those things where I've been crushing it lately, and I want you to crush it with me. You know, that's obviously the goal, is for us all to make a lot of money. So I will I'll post the crypto awards in the crypto channel to show that I'm a man of my word, and I want to keep doing them every week. As long as we're profitable every week, I see no reason not to. So thank you, and have a great night, everyone.